Almost, buddy. Almost. Well, we've come to our first obstacle. We thought we waited long enough for the ice to be out, but there's a substantial amount here. We're almost at the portage, so I think we can just bust through it, but it's not a good sign for lakes to come. Oh! Yep. Get a dog here in a second. That was insane. Wow, that was insane. Wolfie just jumped from my canoe into Tosh's canoe and almost just devastated the whole situation. Holy smokes, bud. As I'm saying, you're gonna get a dog here in a second. All right, yeah. Well, we gotta bust through this ice now. Okay, Wolf. Water! 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 Yeah, water for...
I didn't have your dog in my lap.
Water for 2 seconds and then ice again. But I think the portage is it there? Oh, I sure hope it's there. All right, got some water. Damn. Oh. Is not a good sign. We might be only going one lake over, buddy. Yeah.
This isn't really that bad. I don't know why you're complaining so much.
This guy. I'm about to have a friggin' connuption over here. He's like, break the ice, fat boy. Oh, man. Oh, fudge. Fudge, super fudge. He's gonna want to jump out soon.
I know. I'm thinking about getting close to shore and just letting him.
Yeah, okay, you know what? I think I'm just going to shore too. Wait, Wolfie, wait. Holy smokes. What? No, it's just up there.
Yeah, it's like another 50 yards.
Another impossible amount of yards.
But it's fun.
You good now?
Go canoeing, they said. It'll be fun.
Remember when we wanted to do this last month? I think the ice will be off the lakes. So we couldn't even make it to the portage. Oh, that's a good boy. But we're close to it. So we're gonna bushwhack till we find it and then hike down it and potentially camp on the next lake. We're gonna see. Like, the whole idea was to do a trip, but if this lake is this bad, the other lakes might even be worse, and there's no way. So maybe we camp on the next lake, maybe we get back in the cars and drive south until we find some open water, which is okay. We've allotted a few days for this trip, so whatever happens, happens, but good boy. We're on the portage trail now.
Find a trail. Go check out what the smaller lakes look like. We thought these big lakes would be clear, but there's still a lot.
Wait, don't go in the water with you. Hang on. Good boy. This way, buddy. Yeah, that's all ice, man.
The whole lake.
The whole back end of this lake.
Just starting to see the lake. It looks pretty white.
I think that it's called White Lake, though, isn't it? Is this White Lake?
That could be White Lake. Little White Lake.
The little White Lake. Yeah, this ain't looking promising. That's all ice, buddy. Yeah, because the campsite's over there, and that'd be a pain. Look at that solid going that way.
Yeah.
And then, oh, it's the whole.
The whole lake.
It's the whole lake. Oh, that's cool.
So the whole lake right to the other end, as far as we can see, is frozen. So I think we jumped the gun.
But like that said, I've been on trips, maybe south of here though at this time of year. Well,
Plan B.
drive somewhere.
I guess so. Go back and get the truck and
Sounded weird. Both trucks.
yeah, we'll go get your truck and figure out where to go next.
Mm-hmm.
Either pile something that's moving or
Yeah.
I have to go further south.
Oh, something that's moving is an option for sure. Okay, well. Yep. Woo. Okay. Let me move this out of your way. We got, we split up. I went home. I dropped off Wolf. Tosh is heading south. We're gonna meet up in North Bay. Well, I'm a few hours away, maybe like 3.5, 4 hours away from North Bay. We've been driving for a little while, maybe an hour or two already. Anyways, we're gonna go to Algonquin Park in search of some brookies because there are some lakes there that obviously won't have ice on them because they're so far south compared to where we are here. We're gonna stay away from the rivers because they're gonna be flooded just like the ones up here are. We're gonna get into a couple small brookie lakes, look on our maps here tonight at the hotel in North Bay, and maybe talk to Kevin Callan, get some ideas, and try to get into the brookie lakes there. That's the whole point of that last trip, was to catch trout. It's a spring trip. We both had trout on the brain. Wasn't gonna happen up here. We're gonna make it happen down there. Well, good morning. It's 7-ish. We have to still book our stuff. We tried to book last night and the computer messed up, so our maps. We're gonna drive to the west gate of Algonquin. Tosh can't drive as fast as me. There's something wrong with his truck, so I'm gonna boot it down there, try and book these sites, because last night it seemed like they were booking up pretty quickly. It's gonna be the first weekend Algonquin's open. There we are, beauty. Packed pretty light on this trip now. Got all the gears amended. I got a small little life jacket. We got some big portages. And I've got a tea. Alright. Tosh is, hey man. Tosh is already gone, so we'll catch up with him. It's an overcast day, but it's a nice temperature, and I'm really happy to be here. It's great to be back in Algonquin Park. This lake that we're starting out in, Rock Lake, is actually the very first lake I ever came to in Algonquin Park. Very first backcountry camp I ever did, and I did it with Will, my wife. Back then we were just dating. We were probably 20, so this is like 18 years ago. 18 years ago, and we didn't know what we were doing, and we drove up from Windsor in an old Chevy Blazer, and we had to keep stopping and putting water in the radiator. and we brought so much stuff. We just came out into into Rock Lake and set up on a campsite and stayed here. And then we drove out to Highway 60 and did a bunch of the hikes every day. We stayed for a full week. But man, we brought in a full cooler. Like I'm talking one of those big full igloo coolers, the old school ones. We brought in a bag of sugar, a thing of Kool-Aid, like a big tub of Kool-Aid to make Kool-Aid, a flat of water, like a box of bottled water, a case of bottled water, a full loaf of bread, just the craziest amount of stuff. And then we hung our food in this like 60-liter dry bag, like 45 feet up in a tree. Just so ridiculous. We actually had to take 2 trips in to the site because we had so much gear that our canoe was holy smokes, those people's fire pit is in the water. That's how high the water is. That fire pit is in the water right now. I would assume that's normally their beach. Anyways, we had to take 2 trips in because the gunnels, the sides of the tops of the canoe were just out of the water, like by like an inch, not even, and we didn't know how to paddle. We were like screaming at each other, "You paddle on the other side, you paddle on the other side, you don't know what you're doing, blah, blah, blah." We both didn't know what we were doing. It was comical, not at the time, but looking back on it. And we caught so many fish here in this lake. We caught bass and perch to no end. And then we came back. Actually, we had a great time. We had a fantastic time. Loved it. On the way out, we only had a canoe once with our gear out because we had eaten so much food and got our packing down a little bit better. We had a big ass tent, like, just ridiculous. But anyways, it ignited a big passion for us. And I never actually really thought I could do backcountry canoe tripping, like except for like that type of stuff, like go into one site and stay there, because I just didn't know navigation and it all scared me. And now I can, that's not a concern. Wherever I want to go, I can go basically, which is awesome. And it's really cool to come back here this far along into my canoeing or outdoor career and just see the differences in myself. We actually came back as a family with Emerald and Scout. Oh, maybe 6 or so years ago, 7, 8 years ago even. And we stayed at that same site, but we couldn't catch any fish at all. 0 fishies for us. And we were like banking on it, but anyways. Good memories. Very good memories. Good to be back. Yeah, it is. Yep, for sure. Look. Oh yeah, there's a few, man. There's, yeah, down at the water line, there's like a turtley beavery thing, and then three lines and a little figure guy.
There's another big cliff like this on the other side.
Yeah, I saw it paddling up. So this is why they call it a rock lake. Yes. I was sadly mistaken. I wish I would have came over here with Will. It just seemed like such a daunting task paddling that canoe with Will like 18 years ago. Like that was just a means to the campsite. Now it's like it's an enjoyable pastime. I could paddle all day just for the fun of it.
Did you tell that story yet?
I did, yeah. Yeah. Approaching our first portage. The river coming into the lake here, and we gotta skirt around it. I'm out of shape. I'm so very out of shape, but that will change. Turning 39 in 18 days, and I think this year will be the year that I finally actually start working out, not just getting up off my ass and going on doing these trips, which I used to be able to do, and run circles around Kyle and everybody, no problems. Maybe not Doug, but I don't feel that way anymore. And after sitting around on the couch all winter, not doing much, it's caught up to me, and I don't like it. I want to be able to feel energetic and strong. I don't need to be a big guy, that'll never happen. I just need to feel strong. So Tosh is paddling on top of the dock that's normally walkable on. You can normally walk on that. Just another evidence of the high water here. All right, we hammered out that first portage pretty quickly. On to the next lake, and sky's looking good. Sky's looking way better than it was. Seen a few people out here, but nothing too crazy. I assume once we get back in farther, I won't see too many people at all. Raging Cajun. I got a game changer piece of gear this trip. First for me. I'm gonna try it out and hopefully she works. This is gonna be a nice, comfortable camp. Very flat and open. Okay, on my Wabakimi trip, I put a hole in my Neo Air, Thermarest Neo Air sleeping pad, and I just recently bought a, oh no. Oh, there they are. I bought a replacement. This is it. But I bought a little pump. As you guys know, blowing up air mattress every day of a camping trip is the bane of my existence. Bought a little pump. Runs on 2 AAAs. I lost the thing obviously already. Let's see how good it works. So it just pops on. Oh, it's working. I guess we'll just let that sit. Been 2 minutes and it's this much inflated. I am concerned about if I were to start filling it up and then go do something else around camp, firewood, etc., and forget about it, would it pump it up to the point where it would explode or put a hole in it or damage the valve? So I might leave it run and watching it and see how full it gets, or it might have a thing where it kind of eases off after a certain pressure. We'll see. So I think that's the case. It's been going for 5 minutes. It's fully inflated. It's not inflating anymore, I mean, and it's still not bursting at the seams. And it just shut off. So I don't know if that's the batteries. Oh. It was the batteries. Anyway, I'll just fill it up the rest of the way. So 4 breaths and she's as full as it's gonna get. it must have a safety on it where it knows it's not, so it doesn't pop it. Very cool, very handy. Get in your home. We've eventually got to get off this little island we're on and go get some firewood because there's absolutely nothing here. But we knew that coming in. That's how she goes in Algonquin, and especially on an island site. All right, we're just tandem double blade in here, frickin' going to get some firewood. The coolest guy's going.
How all the cool kids do it.
Right? Look at the wash up here. Oh, that's what I need. Ah. All right. Firwood.
Down them across the bay. Cedar's gonna go up like nothing.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh yeah. Already going.
Nice. Split up a bunch of little pencil size kindling out of that cedar. Some of the cedar we got. It's wild because on the outside of it, super wet, but very rot resistant cedar. You can see how wet it is, right? That's all from the same thing what I just made the kindling out of. And you can see it's dry enough to burn. Dry enough to make a fire. Nice. Got some freeze-dried food for this trip. Will made chicken and dumplings.
I have salt, pepper, and nun tabs if you want some.
Thank you. I don't want to rob you of your noon tabs. We know how you how you need those. You see her bouncing around. She's boiling. Oh, that was so awkward. I almost didn't get that. Thank you. Is it gumbo? No. Chicken dumplings. This is chicken dumplings. Will made. Super excited. Can't wait to have it. It doesn't look like all that much in there. So we're just gonna add water slowly. These always rehydrate or reconstitute much better than the store-bought ones. I don't want to put too much water. All right, It's all done. Tasting real mighty fine. Hitting the spot. There's bread in here, dumplings. And they're like, I want to say like 95% back to normal, which is, it's all you can ask for, you know? Wow, it's a nice night. Hung out by the fire, ate some food. I went out to fish by myself while Tosh stayed here, and I ended up hooking into a brook trout. Nice fish. I was super happy about that. But we let him go. We already ate supper. I'm tired. It's not even 9 o'clock. We're both in our respective tents. The spring peepers are going to town. And I'm very happy to hear them. Very happy. This has turned out to be a good trip. I'm excited to get some sleep. Tomorrow we have a big portage right in the morning, like 2,500 meters, over 2 kilometers, and then back to back with a 3 kilometer, I think. So it's like 5 kilometers of portaging right away. Tosh is up. Slept pretty good. Got like 8 hours of sleep, so that's nothing to sneeze at. Well, Tosh was nice enough to get the fire going this morning before I got up, so it's nice to have that going when you get up. We split down some wood, and all we got to do is cook on this fire, boil up some water, so it doesn't have to be too big today. But we're not in any kind of rush, and it's nice to have a nice morning at camp. Beautiful. Look at that. What a beautiful morning. Oh, I'm very happy to be here. Very happy to be feeling the way I'm feeling. You couldn't get a better, like, more picturesque sight out there. Back out on the water. Just paddling around. Might go take a couple casts while Tosh finishes up at camp. We got a couple big portages, but then not too much distance we have to travel today, so it's nice and relaxed, except for the unknown portages. One of them is not even on the map, so we have to kind of bushwhack. We're approaching the Big Dirty, first big portage of the trip, a little 2,000 meter, and I am not feeling ready for this. This is rough. Pretty easy portage, but oh boy. Are we out, Shio? Are we portaging yet, buddy?
Oh, fat and out of shape, bud.
Yeah, skinny and out of shape, bud. We might be halfway. Might be halfway.
I've been going for 20 minutes.
Okay, so not halfway. Perfect. Taking a couple breaks here and there. It's nice. There's a road. Look both ways before you portage. You can see the water now. That was a big portage. Relatively flat and wide and cleared of trees for the most part. Good first big one to get back into the groove. I honestly do feel much better now after getting that done. Onto the 3 kilometer after this little pond of a lake. Well, having a hard time finding our portage. This is the unofficial one. The only like really unknown in this whole trip. find it. This might take a second. I just went down this little creek to see, but no go. No go. Well, we really are having a rough go finding this. Must never be used, which is very, very, very surprising for me to hear about in Algonquin. Tosh paralleled the lake this way for quite some time. You see, he walked like 2/3 down the lake. I hiked up in the bush at the end quite some ways, and you keep seeing things that look like trails, but they keep petering out. They must be moose trails or something. There's no signs. There's only like minimal cut wood, like cut logs and stuff, which is always a telltale sign. I don't know. I'm not too sure. So we're not giving up. We got to just put more effort into finding it. Well, what do you think? 3 hours?
That was a good 3 hours.
Okay. After about 3 hours of searching, we found what we think is where we need to be. Found the road we need to follow for a few kilometers. It was much closer to our canoes than we had thought. So did a lot of bushwhacking and pretty pooped now. But anyways, we're gonna eat some. Been eating some snacks. We're gonna head back on the trail and try and get into these lakes before too long to catch some brookies. It'd be nice to have a fish dinner. A fish dinner, Tosh.
Oh, I would love a fish dinner.
All right, let's do it.
Catch me a fish, Joe.
I did last night, but then I just let
threw it away.
let
I
him
told
go.
you to bring it back.
Yeah, you did. We're on one of our many breaks. This is rough. I'm glad it's not hot and I'm glad it's not raining. I'm glad there's no bugs. But that's all. Found the lake. Whoa. Whoa. That was unreal. Neither of us expected anything like that at Algonquin, even though it wasn't a real portage. We thought, oh, for sure, there would have been enough signs and people and stuff. We found like one old beer can, almost an export beer can. And that's like what let us start the start of the right track, but lots, like it's,
Hey.
I think it might have been, it's 4:35 and we got here around, you think 10?
I think we got onto the other lake. We finished the long around 10. Yeah, 5 hours to get here.
At least. And it's like 10 kilometers and we're not done for the day. So, Tosh might fall in. We're gonna get that in case. Oh,
Agile as a kid.
way to disappoint everyone.
Yes, everyone at home. It might happen yet. Sorry, folks.
Look at his hair.
All over your leg.
This hair is disappointing everyone at home, I'm sure. Look like a Dragon Ball Z character.
An old one.
Oh, a week old one, yeah. All right. Yeah. We're finally on our camping lake we're gonna camp on tonight, and these are supposed to be the trout lakes, but they're really not producing and they're not looking that favorable. So I'm in a little bit of a stream right now, or inflow to this river, to this lake, trying to see if I can get any luck here. It's a pretty lake, very pretty lake. Lots of rocks. Sun is out. It's just about 6 o'clock. It was a big, long day. We're both pretty beat. And the whole point of coming into these lakes was for trout. I don't think either of us have it in us to stay out fishing. You gotta eat some food first at least. I'm trolling right now. Have been. But this is a gorgeous lake. Quiet. Good morning. We got to camp late, as you saw. I didn't film anything at all. Tried fishing, no go. We ate some supper. Went to bed about 9 o'clock. It's like 7 in the morning now. So good sleep. Yeah, we got more opportunity for fish today and less unknown. This is camp. It's a nice one. We're camped along a portage trail. This is where our camp was for tonight. Yesterday we were so zonked and just out of it from that slog. We weren't thinking properly, headed all the way down to the other end of the lake trying to find our campsite, which was back at the portage. So we've done all this already, but I got to fish it.
How was the fishing?
It was fantastic. Well, that was fun. A little swift. Swift action. This is going to be bone dry in the summer. Oh, we're going now. Woo! There it is. There's the put in. Well, we skipped it. Got a nice speck here out of this waterfall. Tosh and I were just planning on something for lunch. He's gonna be lunch. This is gonna be lunch. I'm so happy. I'm shaking. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's a good sized fish. Lifts the spirits, and I'm excited to go show Tosh that we can have some fish meats for lunch. Real happy. They're beautiful. He's a beautiful fish, good size, so we're laughing. All right, we stopped here for lunch. Got some nice orange meat off of that fish, and we're gonna share that up for supper, for lunch, not supper, lunch. Oh, that's gonna be good. Here we are taking our canoes for a walk through the forest. There are some big yellow birch. Holy smokes. Look at the size of that thing. Well, we just stopped on the portage trail. Check this example of this out. I've shown you this before. This is when a birch, or any tree really, but I think I've only seen it with birch, starts to grow on the top of another rotting stump. But look how extreme this example is. The stump is all but gone. The birch roots are like 2 or 3 feet off the ground, standing up. So nothing will be holding this up except for those tall roots going into the ground. And then the tree starts here, the trunk. Pretty cool. Damn, nature. That's not that high.
You trying to put your clip?
Tosh, I need a boost.
I'll hang my stuff down at this end.
Yeah, the low end. Thanks, bud. Yeah, just getting everything squared away, packing up and stuff, and Tosh is down here casting a line in. You see, you got one? That'll be a second supper for us. And Tosh really raked him in here, so got 2 meaty bags. I'm gonna fry it up. Oh boy. Nothing wrong with that. Whoa, buddy. Okay.
Definitely trout flavor, like.
What was that? Oh, birds. Very meaty. Very meaty. It's kind of pink, eh? Mm-hmm. Nice. So this is just the first one we're splitting. I'm gonna cook the second one in a second. That frying pan's not the biggest. Oh, it's so good.
There are a few little bones in there.
Oh, that's fine. The salt really pops on it. Yeah, I like them crispy. All right, second batch, be done. Man, this is better than the first. Tosh is right. The crisp. The crisp wins the day, you know? It is bedtime. Bed for the night. Stayed up pretty late catching fish and enjoying the sunset. It was an awesome time. Good end to the trip. We're going to bed. We've got to get up in the morning, and then we have a paddle across a 3-kilometer portage, another paddle, and then that's it. And I got about like a 6.5-ish hour drive home. Good night. Good night, Tosh. No. All right. Good night. Good morning, folks. Well, last night was much warmer. Slept well. All we have to do today, paddle to the end of this lake, do a 3-kilometer portage, and then we're on the lake that we put in, 4 days ago. So, great trip. I'm glad we came. We had some crazy unknown stuff in the middle of the trip, which we persevered through. And then yesterday we had an amazing day, caught those fish, ate fish twice, freaking had this great campsite, an amazing sunset last night, eh? That night last night was...
Oh, it was like one for the books, man.
Yeah, it was good. One to remember.
Awesome.
Yep. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. And you're going to see Tosh and I again. We plan on doing a couple videos without each other. But then, you'll see us again together later on.
Joe can stand to be apart.
Yeah. But if nothing else happens on this trip, I'm just going to call it here. If something crazy happens, I'll show you. But we just got a paddle out today, and then I'm driving home. So, see you guys later. Say bye, Tosh.
Bye, everybody.